Hola chicos, ¿qué tal? Aquí Vican de nuevo en otro capítulo más de la videoguía de Syberia The World Before.
The bridge is
Cuidado
exactly
aquí,
the same as
porque
it was
vamos a
back in the
tener
1930s,
varios objetivos
except that it's
secundarios
cleaner. It looks
por
almost
hacer.
new, as if it
Ya
had
sabéis
been
que los
renovated.
objetivos secundarios son obligatorios si queréis sacar el platino o el 100% del juego, por lo que hay que estar bastante atentos, porque ya sabéis que nos aparecen de normal, o sea, como una pantalla que os diga, tenéis que hacer esto, ¿vale? Sino que tenéis que entrar al diario y revisarlos. Entonces vamos a tener varios, tanto fuera como dentro de la casa, del apartamento, ¿vale? De la oficina, ¿vale? En todas partes vamos a tener objetivos secundarios. Aparte de que este vídeo sí que va a ser un pelín más largo que los demás, porque no he encontrado un punto medio digamos, para dividirlo. Sí, ¿vale? Porque o se quedaba muy corto, ¿vale? Sobre todo muy
A
corto.
book about Vaughan's
O,
history during the
entonces, bueno,
war.
pues el caso
Maybe
es
it
que
could
está
be
así.
useful later.
Vamos a tener varios personajes en este vídeo. Vamos a jugar con Kate, vamos a jugar con Dana y vamos a jugar con Leon, ¿vale? Donde Leon vamos a tener que sacar también varios objetivos secundarios y un trofeo también perdible, ¿de acuerdo? Así que estar muy atentos. Igualmente os iré diciendo pues dónde está cada cosa, ¿vale? Para que no lo perdáis, obviamente, y no tener que repetir todo el juego. O al menos si tenéis que repetirlo, que no sea varias veces o hasta un punto muy, muy alto, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, aquí lo primero que tenemos que hacer es revisar todos los carteles,
Looks like the
¿vale?
residents
Que
on the bridge
hay
are pretty
para que
mad
nos
at
dé
the
el
town
objetivo
council.
secundario de obtener toda la información antes de entrar a la casa de Dana, ¿vale? Que es la tienda, una tienda que, bueno, ya veréis que es como de cisnes de porcelana o no sé, una historia de eso, no sé muy bien de qué va la tienda, pero bueno, hay que revisarlo todo, ¿de acuerdo? Así que pues nada, os dejo con el vídeo y ya os iré dando ahí cositas.
So this is where Dana grew up. I wonder if she'd recognize the town of her childhood today. I think she would. That is, if she's still alive. The musical square looks like it's turned into a tourist trap, whereas in the bridge district, it seems like time stood still. It's quite eerie, really. Like if the neighborhood were artificially frozen in time. Souvenir. A gift shop. The house is somewhere on the bridge, so there's no point looking anywhere else. Some of the names are covered up with dirt. How can I clean it? Protests in the neighborhood and a big storm coming tonight. I sure wouldn't want to be in the mayor's shoes right now. Anyway, I'd better focus back on Dana. There's number 20. Dana's old house.
Guten Tag, Fräulein.
Made in Vaughan. More gifts. I would have preferred it to still be full of paintings, I think.
On holiday in the region, Fräulein?
Just passing through.
Well, welcome to my little gift shop. Frau Heigl at your service. I noticed you were looking at a souvenir, Fräulein.
Yes, you have a wonderful choice here, Frau Heigl. Your shop is beautiful.
Thank you. All our souvenirs here are pieces of craftsmanship, as we like to say. All by local craftsmen. Do you wish to buy the souvenir, Fräulein?
Well, I'm actually looking for someone, not something. Someone who used to live in this house, and I was wondering if you could help.
Well, there were quite a few owners before I bought the shop last autumn, so I can't really...
So her name was Dana Rose. She lived here before the war. I was hoping to find some kind of trace of her here, so I could continue my search.
I see. Well, I have heard of the Roses, but I can't say if there's anything left of them inside the house.
But don't you live here?
No. My husband and I live in the suburbs. You see, the bridge was sacked just before the war, during the pogrom against the Vagrants. Oh, truly awful events. And then the neighborhood was bombed, just after the war during the liberation. And many of the houses were damaged, including this one. They were hastily renovated after the war, but they remain mostly derelict.
You mentioned a pogrom against this neighborhood's
Hola,
vagrant
no veo.
community. Can you
Baja la
tell me more?
cabezota.
As much as anyone who knows anything about Vaughan, I guess. It happened in 1938, if I recall correctly. A few months after Austria and Ostertal were annexed by the Brown Shadow.
What happened?
Well, the Brown Shadow organized riots against Vagrants on false pretexts. It led to pogroms throughout all the annexed countries, including this house.
Were the Roses home when it all happened?
Like I said, Fraulein, I don't know, but I hope not.
Well, it doesn't look like the house was damaged from what I can see. Your shop is charming, and
Esto fue de palmera.
so is the rest of the
Se lo da
district.
a la Ela y luego a Lares, que no lo han querido
Thank
ninguno.
you.
¿Lo tienes esto
That's
estudiado?
because after the
¿Tienes
initial
estudiado?
renovation, the council
Sí, lo puedes hacer
financed
en la
major
tienda,
rehabilitation work on the facades.
Y mucho
Ujú.
más fácil, más rápido.
But if the
No,
truth
pero da
be
igual.
told, they left the proprietors to foot the bill for our interiors. That's why my husband and I had to spend all our
Okay.
savings so that the shop interior shows the same high standard that we demand of our suppliers.
That's a
¿Para dejarme ver la
shame.
mañana de sangre? ¿Acaso deja subirse?
Yes.
Se ha subido sola,
And if
yo
the
no me da
council
cuenta.
persists in refusing to help fund the renovation works, there won't be any
Dame la
residents
tarjeta.
Es que se me ha
left on
sentado
the
encima
bridge,
del pie, ¿no lo
let
ves?
alone independent quality
Dame
stores
la
like
tarjeta,
mine.
que me voy a comprar cosas con tu tarjeta en el mediano.
There'll be
Que tengo-
nothing
que tengo
left
un montón
but
de-
bland franchise stores, like the one further along the bridge
¿El
on the
mando lo pago
Musical
yo?
Square.
Claro. No lo voy a pagar yo.
So between the
Buscando.
pogrom, the bombing, and the whole house being renovated, there's little chance of me finding any trace of the roses.
Ay, qué pereza. Ya lo sé, la yo. A ver si
It's
ayer
not
me
quite
llamaron
like
una
that.
ofertica y veo el Alan Wake 1 para Play
To be
4 para Play
honest,
5 a
we didn't
precio.
have the funds to renovate the rest of the house. So we used the upper floors for storing.
Es que
Really?
tan
And now
gordo.
that you mention it, I do recall coming across old photographs from before the war, here and there in the house. The successive owners didn't want to throw them out, and I suppose they must have left them there.
Would you mind if I went upstairs to take a look? Unless you would kindly bring the photos down yourself.
Well, I can hardly leave the shop unattended while I go... I don't even know you, Fräulein.
I see. In that case, would you mind if I had a look upstairs myself?
Don't take it personally, Fräulein, but I don't know you enough to trust you. I'm very sorry.
Menos mal,
Now,
por
if
fin
you'll
alguien coherente en
excuse
este
me,
juego.
Fräulein, I have a customer.
Una botella solo, ¿no? Y ni siquiera
I
para
conjecture that you were inefficient in trying to persuade the shopkeeper, Kate Walker. How are you going to access the upper floors now?
I don't know, Oscar. By getting creative, I guess.
I conclude I can trust you on that score, Kate Walker.
Cómprame algo.
No, ¿cuál lo voy a comprar?
Al final me has dicho que me has comprado el mando rosa.
Mira, que sí, ¿cómo que me la preguntas 3 veces?
Ah. Hostia, parezco tu abuela ya, tío.
Madre mía.
Parezco tu abuela.
¿Qué me lo pregunto 3 veces? Me parezco a mi abuela. Te doy a ti.
One thing's for sure, this souvenir wasn't made in Vagen. One thing's for sure, this souvenir wasn't made in Vagen. Whoa! That's one shrill version of the hymn of Vagen.
What's that awful noise? Excuse me, sir. Oh, there it is. How awful. That certainly doesn't belong in my shop. We don't sell such cheap and tacky items.
Great. I don't think Frau Heigel's noticed a thing.
Why don't you try to locate Diana Rose's room, Kate Walker? Then you can look for more clues about her.
Good idea. Let's just
Vale,
hope Frau
aquí una vez que
Heigel won't
estemos ya
come up.
dentro de lo que vendría siendo la vivienda de Dana, vamos a tener que encontrar, creo que son 4 o 5 fotografías, ¿vale? De la infancia de Dana, bueno, de la infancia o al menos cuando, pues del año 37 aproximadamente, ¿vale? Las vamos a encontrar en principio de forma natural, ¿vale? O sea, conforme vayamos entrando a un sitio, pues tampoco va a ser muy complicado de verlas, pero bueno, os voy a dejar la ubicación de todas ellas. Hay que fijarse bien porque hay que mirar el suelo, ¿vale? Del cuarto de baño, creo que es del piso superior, porque está en el primer piso encima de un estante, ¿vale? Es la única fotografía con la que no vais a poder interactuar de forma natural, ¿vale? Sino que vais a tener que hacerlo a través de otra acción, ¿de acuerdo? Para poder, digamos, encontrarla. Pero por las demás estará encima de mesas y tal, por lo que ya digo que las vais a encontrar de forma natural.
More stock for the shop. It's dark in here. Hardly surprising with those windows boarded up. This is where Frau Heigl must take her breaks. In remembrance of the eternal bond between the Roses and the Zimmers. Signed, Adam Z. Nothing of interest in here. A double bed, plenty of space. Must have been Dana's parents' bedroom. So where's Dana's room then? The number of rooms don't add up. Just what I needed. A family portrait. That must be Dana with her parents. Just what I needed. Huh. The bedroom in the background of the portrait must be located in the attic. According to the light and the clock behind Dana, her room must face north. It's been bricked up. Most likely during the post-war renovation works Frau Heigl spoke of. That's it, Oscar. I think I know where Dana's room is.
Enlighten me, Kate Walker.
Well, one of the photos shows a bedroom that's not on the second floor, right? And we know that the staircase was bricked up during the renovation and led to another floor. So that's got to be where we'll find Dana's missing bedroom.
It seems plausible, indeed.
It does. And if we're lucky, the room might be pretty much like Dana left it all those years ago, and potentially with clues to put us back on our track. I've just got to find a way to get to that third floor bedroom.
Seeing as you failed to create a positive bond with Frau Hegel, the next rational step would be to take a look outside the building, Kate Walker.
You're right, Oscar. Let's go and see.
I hope you won't hold it against me.
Oscar, I need your opinion on this.
Ah, that's better.
Looks like that fire escape staircase serves every floor of the house.
That is correct, Kate Walker. Perhaps you should find a way to use it.
Better try something else. So what do you think, Oscar?
I think I would have liked a body with longer front legs.
I was talking about the window up there. Must be Dana's room, right?
Oh, of course. There is a high probability that you are not wrong, Kate Walker.
Looks like the staircase serves every floor, including Dana's.
I conjecture that you are probably right, Kate Walker.
The second floor windows will be of no use to reach the staircase. Well, we can't get to the staircase from the first floor windows.
Indeed, Kate Walker. All the windows you could have used are obstructed.
The ladder to the first floor is up. It's too high for me to pull down. Looks like there's a mechanism up there to lower the ladder. That drain pipe leads to a ledge that leads to the staircase.
According to my calculations, the drain pipe will not hold you, Kate Walker. And even if you were lighter, the ledge is too narrow for you to stand on.
Hey, are you trying to tell me something, Oscar?
Yes, you are too heavy and too wide, Kate Walker, for the ledge.
Gee, thanks, Oscar. So basically, it's not going to be easy to use the staircase to get to Dana's room.
There is no other way. Access is denied from inside the first and second floors, and the third floor stairwell is bricked up. The fire escape staircase is the only possibility, Kate Walker. But you cannot climb up the drain pipe because of your weight and size.
I heard you the first time, thanks.
You are welcome, Kate Walker. So, the only way up is by the fire escape staircase, and that means lowering the ladder from the first floor.
Well, in that case, there's only one solution. As you're so light and slim, Oscar, you'll have to climb up the drain pipe and walk across the ledge for me. Then you just need to activate the mechanism to lower the steps so that heavy me can take the staircase route.
I was not made to climb up drain pipes, Kate Walker. I am a precision-made automaton.
Come on, Oscar. You saved the day more than once at Baranor. It must be second nature by now.
But how can I lower myself to scurrying like a rat?
Because you're a fine fellow and my faithful friend?
Kate Walker, help! I believe I am stuck here.
Stay calm, Oscar. I'm coming.
Climbing like a common squirrel. This is a disgrace.
Everything okay up there?
Yes, Kate Walker. I just need to... Ah!
Hang on tight, Oscar!
Oh, I am Kate Walker. Believe me, I am.
You gotta jump now, Oscar. Hurry! Well done, Oscar. Glad that you're safe and sound.
I guess that's one way of putting it, Kate Walker.
I'm also glad you haven't lost your positive attitude.
Phew. That useless body. Now I must find another way. I'm climbing up all over again.
Be careful there, Oscar.
Oh dear, that can't be good. Oh dear. Now, Miss Pigeon. Madam Pigeon then, I beg your pardon. Now, Madam Pigeon, would you be so kind as to make way? I guess I'm going to need help here. Kate Walker, I'm...
How am I supposed to get rid of that pigeon? I can't throw it at the pigeon, but maybe I can use it some other way.
Kate Walker!
Sorry, Oscar.
Made our point, I guess. Now, maybe this body will be useful in the end.
Locked, of course. Impossible.
Kate Walker, if I were meant to be used as a cannonball, I would have been given a fuse. This is highly irregular.
Tuck your head in, Oscar. 1,
If Hans Vorarlberg could see me now,
2,
how...
3.
Undignified! Oh my. Oh my. Really? Is this any way to treat an intelligent automaton? Really, if Mr. Vorarlberg could see me now...
He would say, "You've saved the day again, Oscar. You've exceeded all expectations by far." Okay, let's try and find out what became of Dana after she left the refuge. No doubt about it. This must have been Dana's room. A part's missing. It's from the Music Academy. Music symbols, but they don't seem related to the diploma. Nope, won't work. I guess I should use some of the clues I collected. But I get more to find in the room. Nope, won't work. I guess I should use some of the clues I collected. But I get the feeling it's blocking it. The room was ransacked and pillaged. During a pogrom of the Brown Shadow, I guess. God, I hope Dana was away that day.
Estás desorientado. Tu jefa te tiene hoy aquí, está desorientado. Sí, venga. Ya. Venga, Alex, ya.
There's something underneath. Can't reach it. Can't be that heavy. That's better. Best not leave for the moment.
Vale, aquí con la combinación esta del cofre, ¿vale? Es un poco confusa, porque realmente como que no termina de cuadrar más o menos las imágenes, ¿vale? Con realmente luego el plano de la cerradura. Pero no os preocupéis que os voy a dejar ya la combinación preparada, ¿vale? Para que no tengáis mucho trabajo, y es esta, ¿de acuerdo? Esa que habéis visto es la combinación que abre el cofre.
Thing's stuck. This was written not long after her time at the refuge. A letter from Leon. So he did write back to Dana after the expedition left Kantar, the capital of Baltayar. The High Plateau of Baltayar, October 25th, 1937.
My darling
Edelweiss.
Edelweiss. I hate myself for not sending you news more often, and for not being able to receive news of you. I find myself now where probably no other modern-day human has ever ventured before. I regret to inform you that I won't be able to go back to Europe with my fellow survivors. Something bad happened during the expedition. I, no doubt, am partly to blame. Nevertheless, I would like you to know my version of the events. After hard days of hiking, we set up our base camp on the threshold of a high valley where rhododendrons grew. All the witnesses seemed to concur. This was where the Gorun, the famous man of the mountains, was most frequently sighted. For many long weeks, we explored without success every valley and mountain surrounding the camp. Autumn was approaching, the rivers started to freeze at the edges, and the prospect of having to head back with nothing for our toil was becoming more and more apparent. The joyful banter of the first weeks was no more. The men were becoming moody and tense. Especially our chief, Reinhard Berger. Up we get, Leon. Another day on a wild goose chase. I'd better get kitted up before going out. Horst has already left. The scolding that Berger gave them yesterday about their lack of results in tracking down the Goruns really got to him.
Vale, ahora que estamos ya aquí en la parte de Lyon, que ya os mencioné antes, vamos a tener que registrar muy bien el campamento, ¿vale? Para conseguir un objetivo secundario. Luego también vamos a tener que coger la cantimplora y llenarla antes de abandonar el campamento para poder obtener otro trofeo, obviamente perdible, ¿vale?
These biscuits don't compare with old Gustav's cooking, but at least they fill you up. Must remember to fill it up before I leave the camp. I ought to bring all the equipment together before I take my bag. No chance of me venturing into the mountain without that. Hope I can get back to sketching the valley But with Berger putting on the pressure at the moment, I doubt it. The letters I got from Dana before leaving Kantar with the expedition. It's tough not to be able to receive or give any news since leaving civilization.
¿Qué pasares?
Sauer's thesis. From what I understand, he accepted to work for the Brown Shadow because they were the only ones who would finance his research. What a waste. Goethe's Faust, one of Junta's posh friends, Murnau, if I remember rightly, turned it into a film about 10 years ago. I think the poor chap's dead now, though. Better get going before.
You know what time it is?
Time to be heading out?
Enough! You couldn't care less whether we find the Gorons or not, could you?
Well, mark my words, Cobatis. You'd better change your bloody attitude.
You know full well Huss and the Brown Shadow forced me into this. And besides, my mission was to guide you and the rest of the expedition here, not to get involved in your harebrained research.
I couldn't give a damn. Everyone has already started except you. So you just get your butt upstream and help Sauer carry out his research. The idiot is capable of getting himself lost again.
All right. I'm not your enemy, you know?
I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation, Leon. If we don't find a specimen of the Goron, the Brown Shadow will... Look, just go find Sauer, please. Now!
Poor animal. Berger's gone out of his mind with this search for the abominable snowman of his. No one here. Bauer and Jaeger must have already taken off in search of the Goron. Jaeger and Bauer have been a bit heavy-handed with the alcohol these past few evenings. Morale of the troops is at an all-time low.
Coño, venga.
Pero bueno.
Bien, ahora que al salir, como veis, pone inspeccionar. Con el barril pues lo usamos para llenar la cantimplora que habremos cogido previamente y así conseguir su trofeo correspondiente.
With this, I'll be able to venture out for as long as it takes to find Sauer. Not what you'd call cute, this Goron. Just as well they haven't found it yet. Can't have been easy for Bauer to leave his daughter just after she was born. This medal must belong to Bauer. He must have left it behind when he turned in for the night. Or are you little? All shipshape. Typical Bauer. There's nothing more to do here, I guess. I should leave the camp now. The mountain's dangerous and we're prepared for the worst. I only hope we don't have to use it.
I asked you to go up the river and find Sour. Where on earth can the bloody creature be holed up?
Better get going. Autumn is here.
De nuevo aquí vamos a tener otro objetivo secundario que será examinar las cosas que se ha dejado el compañero aquí. Pues eso, lo mismo, revisar cada 2 por 3, ¿vale? Por no decir constantemente, el diario, porque os van a aparecer objetivos secundarios que igual pues no sabéis que los tenéis, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces ir echándole un vistazo porque ya sabéis que no hay repetición de capítulos, bla 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 bla, no voy a decir más porque ya sería repetirme mucho. Pero que si no, hay que evitar a toda costa repetir otra vez la partida. Es un juego un poquito largo, a diferencia de los otros Syberia. Este creo que ya lo he dicho en alguna que otra ocasión, pero es un poquito más largo que los demás. Así que si queremos evitarnos, pues eso, el repetir muchos capítulos, o sea, repetir muchas veces el juego, pues estar pendiente de los objetivos.
What in God's name? Sour? What in the world?
Shh! Look what I found. Is that a go room? Yes, it's a go room. I heard him cry as I was taking a break near the path. Hurry, we must go fetch the others.
You go. He looks injured. I'd better stay and try and reach him before the current carries him away.
Right, Leon. Okay. But don't lose him.
All right, little fella. Don't move. I'm coming to get you. Current's too strong to swim across. Better find another way. Easy, Leon. Now's not the time to get a dunking. Take it easy. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to look at your wound. What can I give him to show I mean no ill? There you go. Good boy. It's all right. Don't be afraid. You're all right, fella. Good boy. Eat up, fella. It's good, isn't it? Leg broken. I just want to look at it, all right? Look, little fella, if you let me see your wound, you can have another biscuit later, yes? It's broken, all right. Must be very painful. You're a brave boy. If I could clean the wound and brace your leg, we should be able to get you back to camp and make it better. Hold on. I'll be right back. Just be patient, little fella. I'll be right back. There's 2 bits of driftwood washed up there. They're straight enough to help get the Gorun back to camp. That mark, judging by the shape, must have been made by the Gorun, probably before he got injured. I wonder what it means. They should do fine to hold the Gorun's splint together. Here we go, fella. This is going to sting less. There, wasn't so bad, was it? Now we just need to find a way to get you back across. Did you do that, little fella? Well, better drawing than talking, huh? Now we just have to wait for the others. Huh? Ah! You want another biscuit? You learn quick. It was a young specimen, my darling Dana. Almost like a child. And as soon as we made eye contact, I knew this was a creature endowed with reason. When my companions joined me, I immediately sensed we did not share the same point of view. They seemed blinded by the discovery. They couldn't see the individual. It was clear the young Goran wasn't a person in their eyes, just a subject for study. In their excitement, they seemed to lose all common sense.
What is wrong with it? Fruit. Have some fruit.
You just shut him up in a cage. What do you expect? He's frightened.
Shut it up, or I'm going to gag it. What's that?
Must be the Goran's mother. If we give it back, she'll probably leave.
And deprive us of an adult specimen? Are you mad? All right.
Look at the size of her burger. Wound her, and we'll never get her back alive.
Who said we needed her alive? They can't all be live specimens, can they?
No! sorry about that, Burger, but I couldn't let you shoot the... Reinhard, you all right?
But he's killed Berger.
Bauer, wait. You saw. It was an accident. He was going to kill the Gorin, so I had no intention to...
Shut it, assassin!
My head. That stone looks sharp enough. If I can reach it, maybe I can cut myself free.
I'll bring him some soup. We can't let him starve to death.
Bastard doesn't deserve food.
Typical horse, eh? Always the good Samaritan.
Aren't you afraid I was going to run for it?
They intend to hand you over to the authorities in Kantar for the murder of Reinhard Berger.
Doesn't surprise me. I came across a letter from Bauer that made me the scapegoat for everything that's gone wrong. Bauer had been planning this for some time now.
Well, that's not how it's going to be. I don't agree with what you did. But you don't deserve what Bauer and Jaeger intend for you. You must pretend to be tied up. Wait for them to fall asleep. Then take your gear and get as far away from here as possible. Hear me?
Yes, but what? So there you have the full story, my darling Dana. I don't know what will become of me, where my escape will lead me over the coming weeks, or what my life of a murderer on the run will be like. But always remember that my love for you is as strong as ever, and that my greatest desire is to hold you in my arms. I love you more than anything in the world. Leon, your mountain artist.
Dana! Oh my goodness! Dana! What's wrong, Puppet? Lena, come, quick!
Dear Diary, so much has happened since I received Leon's letter a few days ago. I'm slowly recovering. Today, Papa and Mama told me that I was going to leave for a while. I'll explain what's going on. But I don't know where to begin. I need to gather my thoughts as I finish packing my suitcase. I need to finish packing my suitcase before we say goodbye, dear diary. I can't believe Leon is on the run, all alone in those mountains in the middle of winter. Come on, Dana. There were enough tears already. As I said, dear diary, I'm leaving tomorrow. Papa and Mama are sending me to a sanatorium out of town for a few months. They say it's for continuing my convalescence. In other words, to send me and my secret away from prying eyes. My parents have accepted the offer from their longtime friends, the Zimmers, to pay for my hospitalization at the sanatorium. The Zimmers said it was in the name of their long friendship with Papa and Mama. But I think they feel bad that they can afford to flee Wagen in the Brown Shadow, whereas Mama and Papa can't. The ideal summer and winter resort in the most picturesque and enchanting spot looking over the River Dombra. Well, let's hope that's true. I was planning to give up all my old toys and dolls. But now I guess I'm going to need them in a few years. The medication to treat my cough. Mama is forcing me to take it again since I collapsed after getting Leon's letter. I should pack it. I'll put you away in there as soon as I'm done, dear diary. Better to keep you safe than risking to lose you where I'm going. I hope you are well, Leon, wherever you are now. Papa and Mama have locked me up in here since they discovered my condition. I'm going to miss playing the piano while I'm away, let alone going to the academy. Poor Papa and Mama. They were devastated when the doctor they called after I collapsed discovered my secret. That secret I dared not speak about to anyone, not even you, dear diary. Now I can tell you, I'm pregnant, dear diary. Leon is the father. There were a lot of tears and screams when the doctor told Papa and Mama, but they finally decided to pretend that the baby will be the foster child of a missing relative. I know everyone expects me to feel guilty, but I can't help thinking of names. If it's a boy, of course it'll be Leon, to bring his father good luck. And if it's a girl, I think I'll call her Anna. Mama says Leon is nothing but an unscrupulous adventurer who took advantage of an innocent girl, but I know it's not true. Papa looks 10 years older since he learned of my pregnancy. But what seems to have affected him the most was to ask Herr Zimmer for help. It's late. I shouldn't roam about in the house. No need to go in the bathroom. I've already packed my toiletries, and I won't feel sick again until tomorrow morning. I'm almost done here. I just need to add my medicine and the brochure Herr Zimmer gave Papa and Mama. Oh, and a little souvenir of them would be nice. Junta inspired me, I guess. Well, that should be it. All I need to do now is to conclude my diary entry and hide it somewhere safe with Leon's letter. Now you know everything, dear diary. It is now, I guess, the time to say goodbye for a while. All I can hope now is that Leon will survive winter in those faraway mountains. And that he will find a way to come home and clear his name. We will wait until then, me and the baby.
Me and the baby?
Do you still think there might be a family connection between you, Kate Walker?
Well, all I know is that my family on my mother's side came from Europe. Well, like a lot of New Yorkers, right? I don't know from where exactly, but... And then there's the music box my mother left me, which it turns out plays the Vaughan anthem. I mean, it all seems so magical. Almost like destinies at play.
Or a coincidence, Kate Walker. The law of coincidences states that the more an individual is liable to believe in coincidences, the more coincidences happen to them.
But then there's the fact, Oscar, that everyone keeps telling me Dana and I look so much alike.
What do you plan on doing now, Kate Walker?
According to the diary, Dana left for a sanatorium outside of town. The records might tell what became of her and her baby. But before we go, there's something that's been bothering me.
What is it, Kate Walker?
The pogrom that Frau Heigl told us about. The one during which the house and the neighborhood were ransacked. happened in 1938, if I recall correctly. Dana said that she was leaving for the sanatorium for a few months at the end of 1937.
Indeed, Kate Walker. So it is very likely she was safe and sound over there when the pogrom occurred.
Yes, but what if she was home with her baby? I need to be sure before we leave for the sanitarium, Oscar. We need to search the neighborhood for more evidence.
All right, Kate Walker. Where you lead, I will follow. As long as you don't forget your bag.
Trust me, Oscar. You're the only friend I've got right now. I ain't losing you. Threats, riddled with misspellings and signed Frank Hoss, that member of the Brown Shadow who had it in for Leon at the refuge. Looks like he never forgave them and was after Dana during the pogrom.
Indeed, Kate Walker. But the very existence of this message could mean she wasn't home when those tragic events occurred.
That's a good clue, I guess, but I need to find more. So, according to that letter, Dana was supposed to stay at the sanatorium until December 1938. Looks like there were medical complications. We're getting close, but it's not enough to draw conclusions yet. Dana's initials.
We were on the other side of this wall earlier, Kate Walker.
It's like we've gone through a looking glass.
I do not understand, Kate Walker.
Forget it. I don't know what I'm saying.
If you say so, Kate Walker.
The room was ransacked and pillaged. During a pogrom of the Brown Shadow, I guess. God, I hope Dana was away that day. Anton and Lena Rose. Dana's parents. Oh God, they were killed during the pogrom.
Is Dana Rose also mentioned?
It doesn't look like it, no. But I need to be sure.
A ver, esto de la información de los progromos, o pogromos, joder, vaya nombre. Esto creo que ahora sí que va a tocar coger la guía esa que había por aquí. Aquí. Yo creo que sí.
According to that book, the pogrom occurred at the beginning of November 1938.
Vale, sí.
I think that's it, Oscar. We know that the pogrom occurred at the beginning of November 1938. Dana's parents, Anton and Lena, were killed, that's certain. But Dana was supposed to be at the sanatorium back then.
which seems to be confirmed by that message Herr Hoss left in the house, Kate Walker.
Exactly. So I guess we're done here, Oscar. Let's take the tram back to the guest house. We'll try to find that sanitarium first thing tomorrow.
Vale. Uy, se va. Y hasta volver a la pensión.
So, there she is. The famous Kate Walker.
Sorry, what?
Dana Rose.
Está bien, coño.
I knew her very well, you know. Our Dana darling. Waiting for the tram, aren't you? Well, we'd be better off speaking at the guest house. I hear there's a storm coming.
Esa va a ser la yunta esa.
Pleased
Seguro.
to make your acquaintance, Miss Walker. Colonel Blake.
Colonel Blake or Fraulein Junta?
Connecting the dots, are we? You're a very clever young woman. But you must be eager to know why I'm here in front of you, bearing the surname of one of Her Majesty's military officers. But here's our tram. Would you be so kind?
Esto tendrá por lo menos 90 años.
So, Miss Walker, you've been rather quiet. I would have thought you'd have some questions for me. No?
I read that you used your prestige as an artist to spy on the Brown Shadows of the UK before and during the war. So, what is your real name then? Junta Steinhoff or Colonel Blake?
Janice Blake is my name, Miss Walker. It's not the sort of name the Brown Shadow would have trusted, I'm sure you'll agree. So I took my mother's maiden name as an alias. Both my parents were diplomats from Austria, you see.
So you were some kind of double agent.
You make it sound more romantic than it really was, miss. But yes, I guess one could say so.
You mentioned the guest house. Are you that other guest I heard about?
Indeed, Miss Walker. It's actually Frau Wagner who told me about you. When she told me that you were looking for Dana, I knew I had to talk to you. Frau Wagner told me to call the academy, which I did, and the rector then redirected me towards the Bridge of Mists. And that's how I ended up wandering up and down it, asking about a mysterious American woman with a painting.
I guess you have new information about Dana for me?
I might very well indeed, Miss Walker, but what if you told me first what that little investigation of yours has dug up about Dana?
I discovered today that Dana became pregnant that summer of 37. Leon was the father. So her parents decided to hide her in a sanatorium outside town. Which, I assume, saved her from the night of the Brown Shadow pogroms in Vagen.
You assume right, but her parents, on the other hand...
Yes, I heard they didn't make it.
Poor bastards. If you'll pardon my French.
I know Dana was very concerned about Leon being on the run after the death of that scientist, Herr Berger. I can't blame her. How could he survive through the winter, all alone in the mountains in a strange country?
How could he? That's exactly the right question, Miss Walker. That origin expedition in Baltair, what a mess that was.
So, that's basically all I know. Can you tell me what happened to Dana after she left for the sanatorium to have her baby?
I must confess, Miss Walker, that I was afraid you might overlook some of the painful information here, which is clearly the case.
What do you mean?
Look, I think it would be best if we stay in this carriage until the very end. I know it is an odd request to make, but you really must see this for yourself.
Well,
Until
Va
then,
a
I
estar
recommend
muerta.
you look outside the window. I guarantee it'll be worth your while.
¿Cómo? Pues yo pensaba que se iba a meter bajo el agua. Hostia, ¿no? Vaya tranquilidad más guapo. I'm sorry, Miss Walker, but chasing you around that bridge was more exhausting than I thought.
That's okay. I can wait.
Ah, nonsense. I know how eager you are to find out about Dana. So you go first. I'll meet you at section 08. I'll come meet you there.
Can't you just tell me what we're doing here?
I know it must seem cruel, speaking in riddles and keeping up all this mystery like a bloody fortune teller, but I promise you must see for yourself.
Okay then.
And don't forget, miss, section 08. Find it, and I'll meet you there.
Oof. Cold as hell here.
Bueno, pues vamos a dejarlo por aquí, ¿vale? Porque lo siguiente que se viene es bastante largo y confuso, vamos a decirlo así. Ya sabéis que si os gusta este contenido y os gusta esta serie y no queréis perderos ningún próximo vídeo de la guía para sacar el 100% el platino de Syberia de World Before, ya sabéis que os podéis suscribir y si queréis apoyar el vídeo y el canal, pues dejar un like y un comentario. Muchísimas gracias por ver el vídeo y nos vemos en el siguiente. Chao.